Shashi Tharoor, a member of parliament, disproved the assertion made by an American broadcast journalist that the British were a benign empire that gave India more than it took. Tharoor addressed in depth during an interview with a media channel after first reserving his outrage at the foreign journalist Tucker Carlson's monologue, which had been tweeted to a few furious emojis. The British Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, was eulogized by Carlson, who noted the English took their colonial responsibilities seriously. They didn't just take things, they added. When the British pulled out of India, they left behind an entire civilization, a language, a legal system, schools, churches, and public buildings, all of which are still in use today. Tucker Carlson might want to be nice about a monarch who passed away, but to use that as an excuse to extol an empire that was essentially guilty of plunder, loot, pillage, and worse is absurd. It is preposterous, Tharoor said. The central question that Mr. Tucker Carlson completely evades is whether the British were more benign than the other colonialists, Tharoor said. What the British did was come to a country where they had no business to be. They ruled the country essentially to loot it. So they came to a country that was rich and prosperous and proceeded to drain its wealth. This has been amply documented going back to Dada Bainarji and R.C. Dutt in the 19th century to my book, and after my book, Professor Utsa Patnaik did a study estimating 44 trillion, the amount of loot and drain that the British took out of India. For every single thing the British did in India, whether it was building a railway station or laying a rail line or building a law court, every single thing was done in furtherance of British interests to enhance British profits and to advance British Empire. It has nothing to do with benefit of Indians. Rail lines were laid at considerable expense, paid for by the Indian taxpayer, Tharoor said. There could simply be no question of praising the British for whatever they did to enhance their own rule, according to the Congress leader who wrote Inglorious Empire, what the British did to India. News Desk, Kaumudy Global.